Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Good afternoon and a very warm welcome. You're listening to Radio Dawn 107.6 FM, live transmission from Nottingham, UK. And I'm your host, MASHAL Tariq, again with another yet inspiring episode of program Mindful Moments with MASHAL. We will be having another guest today, and you know that I'm here with you from 3 to 4 p.m. We are a bit late because of Asr Azan, and we had a special announcement to make today. So, as you know, this program, I bring always with you the weekly show with some inspiring personality, influential personality of the community or around the world, and you know, some inspiring stories, wisdoms, or the some discussions, the important discussions so, to uncover the wisdom, just excuse me today because my throat has been not coping up with me, the health and all, but it's still better, alhamdulillah, with all your prayers and blessings. So we will try to have always have an insightful discussions, some informative topics, and the conversation. So yeah, here again, I'm here with another enlightening episode, and I will let you know who's the guest. Whoever is watching on YouTube live already must have known who's the guest with us today. Because you know that we are also live on YouTube. You can download our application. You can watch us. You can go to our YouTube channel, Radio Dawn YouTube channel, and view us live there as well. On today's episode, we are diving into a topic of e-visa campaign. Yes, today's topic is of e-visa campaign, and today's conversation will resonate with our communities and address the issues, its significance, and understanding of e-visa campaign. E-visa campaign, which is introduced recently, and I believe some people are not aware of it, but most of them are already aware of it. And the UK, just to tell you about the UK e-visa campaign, which is going on right now, the UK government's e-visa initiative has been a significant step in modernizing immigration process, aiming to streamline applications and enhance accessibility for individuals and families. Today, we will discuss its importance, its implications for the future, and the challenges and still to address with the e-visa. And I would just tell you about briefly before I invite my guest, and I will let you know the guest today is also a lawyer with us, and her name is Radhika Makinjani. So let me just invite her on the show first. Hi, good afternoon, Radhika. Warm welcome on Radio Dawn 107.6 FM. Can
Um,
you listen to us and
I can
hear
hear.
us?
Thank you.
Your sound, can you just speak so I can just make sure the sound is clear?
I said I can hear you very
Oh,
much.
that's perfect. That's perfect. So, a warm welcome again on Radio Dawn 107.6 FM, my program Mindful Moments. I was just telling the audiences about, the e visa campaign, a bit about it, which I know. And of course, we would get to know more about from, of course, the right person. And you're the immigration lawyer, if I'm not mistaken. So, I'll
That's
just introduce Radhika first. She is an immigration lawyer, solicitor, and she has a wise experience, of course. She has built very commission. She is have been in UK for a long time, a long period, and Radhika has worked extensively with individuals navigating the complexities of immigration law, and will share her professional expertise and perspectives on the e-visa framework with us today. She has built strong connections, of course, with Hindu, Sikh, and Muslim communities in UK, And joining us are the voices from the forefront of the movement of e-visa campaign. She is one of the voices of the forefront of the movement right now. And stay with us and keep listening to us. Let me just tell you about the e-visa campaign a bit. Seema Malhotra, the UK's Minister for Migration and Citizenship, has recently addressed the transition of e-visa, emphasizing the government's commitment to modernizing the immigration processes while ensuring support for all affected individuals and pressing need for transparency and efficiency in the system. So let's hear more about it because I have just got a basic information about it, but let's get to know more about what this e-visa campaign is and how it's going to fizzle. So before we begin on e-visa, we would like to hear from you about yourself and your connection with e-visa campaign, Radhika.
Michelle, thank you for the show. And of course, we will talk about e-visa campaign and the importance of it to obviously let the community make the community aware of it and take the necessary action within the time. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I am an immigration solicitor, but working in immigration for a very long time. I have worked closely with the community, in immigration matters, with obviously resolving immigration issues for a lot of people. So this is something, it's a major change that's happening in obviously in immigration at the moment. So people need to be aware of it. So as you mentioned, UK government is now developing a border and immigration system that is more streamlined and digital. So replacing the physical documents, immigration documents, with the e-visa is just a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure a lot of people would have heard since the e-visa rollout began in March 2024, with
Mm-hmm.
document holders encouraged to access their e-visas. Over 3.5 million people have now created an online UKVI account to access their e-visas.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, people in our community, they are aware of it, about the transition to e-visas, but they're still not sure. They still have lots of questions, what steps to take, how to go about it, whether they need to do this or not, when they're supposed to do it. So we are obviously, being part of the community and immigration solicitor, are trying to help them, guide them to the right source where they can get help and and guidance to complete this, and obviously explain the process, make it easier for them.
Mhm. The main questions, like most of the people, when I come across, I get this question to hear from the people. I just want to ask you right now, from the horse's mouth, of course, what is like? Why is this e-visa transition occurring, and like, what is the primary goal of this? Of course, I know everything is going digital and electronic, but what is actually the primary goal, and why is this transition occurring?
It's in simple terms, is simplifying the process.
Mm-hmm.
Having a physical documents, there are disadvantages and advantages of it, but because everything is becoming digital and make it more secure and streamlined, the Home Office, the UK government, has developed this system where all the physical documents, like the physical immigration documents, really, like the BRP cards, the BRC cards, any passport with the ink stamp or VNet stamp, will be replaced by an e-visa. It doesn't change anything. It's really just replacing those physical documents into more digital to make it more secure and simplified way to access to access the immigration status and get information online. It's just a more secure way of keeping the immigration records.
Yes, it makes it very clear because that everything is going digital and people likes to mostly use on mobiles, applications, and they want to get rid of all those traditional hard copies and works, and that makes it very obvious and very clear. Thank you
Just
for that. Yeah,
making it easy for people, to prove.
yeah, simplified and all. So, do you think this? Of course, what are the there are BRP holders already, and to apply for an e visa, do these BRP holders, of course, has to switch to these e visas, right? And
Yes.
what are the steps like? Because I know most of them have already switched to it. What are
Yes.
the steps and what are the challenges they are facing, and what it could be simplifying the process for them?
Okay, what the BRP holders need to do, they need to create a UKVI account. A lot of the BRP holders or BRC holders would have done it, but those who haven't done it, they should really be creating a UKVI account. They only need their BRP card and their valid passport. If they don't have one, then just the application reference number to create
Mhm.
a UKVI account to access their e-visa.
Okay.
Not difficult. If someone, say, doesn't have a BRP card, some people may have a legacy document. For example, some may have an ink stamp in their passport, or they might have vignette sticker in their passport. Those ones, they need to really be applying for a no time limit application. It's a free application. They can make the application, provide their proof that they have indefinite leave to remain, and a valid identity card that has a valid identity document like passport, most recent passport that they used to travel recently. So that's all
Mhm.
they provide. And the ones with passport and stamp in it, they need to apply for a no time limit application. It's a free
Mhm.
application, whereas the BRP card holders, they just
Mhm.
create a UKVI account using their BRP and passport. That's all they need to do.
All right. And they just immediately just go online and they just do the steps, follow the steps, and
Follow
the process is done.
Yeah. Go on gov.uk/evisa, create a UKVI account. It's simple. They just need those details, fill in their name, identity document, email address, telephone number, date of birth,
Mhm.
nationality, and they just follow the steps.
Okay. Okay. Will this change, that when they're doing the e-visa, will it affect their person's immigration status or anything? Or it has to be applicable to all the, people like BRP holders, indefinite leave to remain, even students, do they require this to be done? People
Anyone
who are on student visas.
Anyone who has a BRP card, biometric
Hmm.
permit card, or a biometric residence permit, BRP or BRC card, um,
Okay.
they all of them are required to switch to
Do
EV.
it.
Most of
Yeah.
these cards have expired on 31st of December, but they
Right.
because their visa may still be valid. It doesn't affect the status of the person, individual. E-visa is just switching from a physical document to a digital document. It doesn't affect their status or their right.
Hmm.
It doesn't change anything. Their visa conditions, it doesn't change the status, conditions, or nothing. It still remains the same.
Okay.
It's just the form changes from the physical to digital.
To digital. All right. As you mentioned, my second question was about to be this, like, there was there was a lot of communication that it's going to be expiring on 31st of December 2024, but there is a time limit extension right now, right? So till when do you think that it should be done? What is the deadline they should all do it and switch to this e-visa?
Um,
Because there could be some people who are being delayed, or there could be any reasons they have traveled or something. They could be delayed for any reasons.
that's right.
Yeah.
Actually, those who are intending or planning to travel now
Hmm.
after the BRP has expired and they still haven't been able to view their e-visa or they haven't switched, everyone is encouraged with BRP or BRC holders. They are encouraged to switch to e-visa or register for e-visa as soon as possible. But it may take some time to view their visa online, but as long as they're done, is fine. The time that the government has extended is up to 31st of March provisionally. People who have either not switched to e-visas or not applied for it, or they've applied but they haven't received a confirmation that it's ready to view. And if they need to travel, the government has obviously developed, the Home Office have developed a technology that enables the airline carriers, like the airlines, to
Hmm.
check automatically the person's immigration status and permission to travel.
Hmm.
Um, this allows people whose BRPs have expired, they're
Hmm.
able to travel still, and their status will be checked, but they can carry their expired BRP with them. The timeline has been extended until 31st of March. So they would
31st of
no
March. Okay.
traveling, yeah, 31st of March 25. They will be able to travel with their expired BRP card.
Okay.
The
All
airline, they also have a dedicated line, so they should be able to check the status and permission to enter when they are doing their checks at the airport.
right. Perfect. You just mentioned about confirmation view. So how long does this process takes, and how, like, because once you entered your information for your BRP card on this system, when you follow the steps, so how do you acknowledge that you have got the confirmation and
When you
it's fine
when you set up a UKV account, you should be able to view the status straight away. But
straight away? All right. Okay.
but we know from our experience, a lot of our clients have had difficulty viewing the status straight away. They could be facing technical issues, but usually if it's not done on the same at the same time, maybe a few days, few hours, depending on the issue with the individual case, it could take anything between, say, minutes to maybe a few weeks. But there is a
Mhm.
lot of help and support available if there are technical issues. The home office, they are
Mhm.
trying to assist or take those technical issues very seriously and try and process and make it easy for people very quickly. Like they are trying to resolve the issues as quickly as possible. So some people have taken, they'll be able to view straight away. Some may take a few days
All
or maybe
right.
so.
So once they find out and they to address these technical issues, they have to go to the support. There is a support
Available.
um,
They can report.
sources available where they have to go through, right? So how do they approach those supports? Just on the site itself, there is a support column.
They can contact. There is the Home Office have set up various support systems. For example, there's one Home Office Resolution Center. You can phone.
Mhm.
There is support available via email. There
Okay.
is a digital support available, and you contact on the number. There's support available face to face, over the telephone, over the internet, via email. So once you report it that there's an issue with, there's a technical issue with viewing e-visa or registering
Mhm.
for e-visa, they
Mhm.
will try and resolve these issues at their end, and it should be. It doesn't take long for them, and they're really good at this at the time at the moment.
All right, that's really nice. They are. It's just like they are taking care, and they are just looking into all these aspects where they
Yeah.
can, support everyone. That's really good. And so, what are the, like? Is there could be any errors or mistakes which the applicants could avoid? They must be when they are applying these visas. Is there from like what they can avoid if you want to give some, just a list of brief listing what they should do and what they should not do, like,
Of
they
course.
could be, or it's just simplified, it's just very simple process.
It's a simple process. The only thing you need to make sure when I'm telling you from experience what some of
Hmm.
it. If you try and use your most recent immigration document, if it's a BRP card or a BRC, if say you made an application before December and you've got decision, obviously since November, they stopped issuing new BRP cards, so everyone's just getting an email confirming, okay, you have a visa has been granted, and you need to now set up or create a UKVI account to view your e-visa.
Hmm.
What people have done, they tried to use their expired BRP cards. So I know a lot of clients have experienced difficulties viewing their visa.
Hmm.
They use their expired or old BRP card, not the most recent form of leave. You can use your application reference, the most recent application reference. If you haven't received a BRP card, use the reference to set up the UKVI account, or if not the application, the most recent BRP card, which is still the visa is still valid, although the BRP is expired, but the most recent form of leave. Use the most recent document and try and register with your passport, which is valid.
Okay. Hmm. Hmm.
Creating a UKVI account, make sure you give your correct phone number and email address while registering
Okay.
for e-visa. So it will avoid a lot of mistakes or difficulties. Basically it's the communication that has to be clear and up to date when you register anything with the Home Office. So it makes it easy
Hmm.
for you and the Home Office to communicate with you. And if there are any technical issues, it will help them resolve it quickly. So make sure the details are correct when you are setting up or creating a UKVI account.
All right, that's perfect. So it answers most of the doubts which people are having. But there's one question which I have come across from my peers and all. Like, are there any specific conditions or limitations attached to this e-visa? Because this e-visa, is there any like e-visa application and it can be rejected? Is there any chances of such things, or is there an appeal process or something like that, or is
It's it's
just
not
your
e-visa is not an application. It is
okay.
just setting. If you already have a status, say
Mhm.
you already have a status. It's a physical document. E-visa is just transferring or changing the form of the document, because
Okay.
it's not an application. It's like creating a UKVI account. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever your physical documents used to show, say, your vignette sticker or the BRP, whatever the document, the information the document had, you'll be
Mm-hmm.
able to view it online digitally,
Mm-hmm.
just making it easy to view or access wherever you are. It's not something that you have to carry physically with you. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the benefits of e-visas, I'm sure a lot of people would understand. It can't be lost, stolen, or damaged. Okay,
Yes,
a lot of
that's the
people,
most
I know
important thing.
you would know. You must have heard stories. A lot of people lost their BRPs, and while they're traveling,
Yes.
and
Yes.
bad. So that's not that you save from that situation, because
Mm-hmm.
everything's online. So whenever you have to prove your status or right to work or right to rent to landlords, is quick. You can
Just
just
log in.
provide
Yeah.
information, they can go online, check, and they can verify all the details. So there are lots of benefits of e-visa.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an application that will be rejected. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
creating UKVI account, you may experience some technical issues which may delay viewing the actual thing online, but it doesn't. They don't reject the e-visa. It's not an application.
Yeah, so that misconcept or whatever the people must be having in mind, I
Yes,
hope it's cleared from Radhika's what she has explained. It's just making this process
it,
simplifying. You have
it,
a BRP card, BRC card, and it's just digital, and you log in. And the most important thing, what I could understand, Radhika, it's like of saving you from losing your, the BRP card, the physical BRP card,
it,
right? Yeah. So, anything else it's important, like which you want to highlight to the our audience and the listeners, they should be taking care of, or it's very important, like for the e visa, especially.
um, the only thing I would say, I know a lot of people have been able to do this, is easy, but
Mhm.
if you are not sure about how to go about it, seek help. There is a lot of support available on by UKVI. There are lots of funded organizations assisting in these applications. There's support available from government, say home, as I just mentioned earlier, Home Office Resolution Center. There's assisted digital. A lot of people may find it difficult to use, devices like smartphones, laptops.
Mhm, mhm.
They don't know how,
Absolutely.
but they
Yeah.
can use telephone service called assisted digital, or maybe face-to-face service from the home office, who can
Mhm.
assist them with these transitions and registering for e-visas. Or you can contact the immigration experts as well, who can assist in this. Um, if you're not sure about how to do it, seek help. Okay.
Okay.
And not just don't just leave it. I know BRP cards. They know there was the expiry of cards. That's why people were rushing. But those who don't have BRP card, is on just the passport and a physical document. They should still, the legacy document holders, they should still apply for NTL and try and switch to e-visas, just to make it easier for them. It's free at the moment, so there's no cost. So it's best to do at this time and get this resolved, as it's just started to now transition to e-visas.
Yeah. So you said it's free at this time. So what do you think? Are you expecting any charges later on or
We
something?
you never know, because at the moment is the switching to e-visas. They have, government has said, okay, just encouraging everyone to switch to
Yeah.
free.
Hmm.
There used to be a fees for NTL application, so that has been,
Okay.
it was a paid application earlier. Now it's free, so you might as well just take the benefit or advantage of it while it's.
Hmm.
So they might introduce fee in future, but we can't really say at this time. At the stage,
Hmm.
it was a paid application earlier. Now it's free, so might as well just take advantage of it.
All right. Okay. Okay. So there is an expectation like it could be a paid service. So let's better take an advantage for all the audience and the listeners who are listening to us. So it's better to take an advantage right now, the deadline which the government has given, and we, switch to our,
Yeah,
proper, and it's saving us ourselves from a lot of issues and hassles in future.
right.
Um, so, and what do you think the e visas? Will it be, in the globally and internationally, is it only for the UK, or it will be with the global and internationally also something to be related to? That's just a question which comes to my mind right now.
E-visa is mainly, you say you're traveling to UK, which I'm
Yeah.
from. Um,
Mhm.
and you're resident of UK and you have to have e-visas, because after some time when you're traveling from other countries coming back to UK, e-visas will be helpful because BRPs, as you know, have expired, so you will no longer be able to prove your status if it's not on.
Mhm.
Physical documents have obviously finished, so they no longer be physical documents, especially
Mhm.
that have already expired. Um,
Mhm.
so to avoid any issues traveling
Mhm.
back to and from UK, you should really go for e-visas and register now. Um,
Mhm.
Other countries, obviously, people did experience issues coming back to UK with showing that they were e-visas were not accepted, but now obviously that issue is no longer there. So people are able to easily prove their status through e-visas and have no difficulty traveling to the UK. It's mainly UK at the moment. Obviously, other countries have already used e-visas. Some of them, as we are aware, like America,
Mhm.
USA, and Australia, they all have e-visa policy. Even Canada, it's not something stamped or anything. So
Okay.
travel, isn't it? UK is just following the same process. So
All
e-visa
right.
residents of the UK who have limited leave or even indefinite leave to remain. So it's just simplifying the process.
All
So
right.
the
So
physical.
we are just UK is just following, and it's already, of course, different. In US, of course, it's there already, right? That's what I've heard. Yeah. Hello. Yep. So anything else? And just thank. Would like to thank you for your time and everything. Anything else you want to highlight in relates to the e visa and the campaign which you're running right now? So which is going to be ending on 31st of March 2025. So we encourage all of those who haven't done yet the e visa, switch to e visa, should do it right now and should not be ignoring this deadline, because there is, as Radhika mentioned, there could be a cost later on, right? So, Radhika, thank you for your time and giving us such an enlightening conversation, and to share your thoughts and about there was some myths and some misconceptions or something missing which people were not aware of, and it has clarified it for us. Before we end our show, anything else before you want to leave or to share with our audience and listeners? And as I know, the Radhika is one of the very extensive solicitor and immigration lawyer, and she has a highly experienced solicitor and advisor who has been, experienced and is specializing in UK immigration law, and she is known in the community, very well known personality in the community. Thank you for your time and everything. Anything else, last message before we leave and we wind up our show?
As I said, just seek out help. There's a lot of information available on the www.gov.uk/e-visa. If you're not sure about anything, go check the link, check e-visas, how to do this. And if you're still not sure and not confident enough to do this yourself, do contact the immigration specialist or one of the solicitors or the support that is offered by Home Office itself. But do get this sorted as soon as you can.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Radhika, and thank you for your time. We really appreciate taking time for us and for our audience and clarifying so many doubts for us. Thank you, and
Thank
you
you.
have a nice evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye. Take care. So, for my audiences who are listening to us, we will be taking a commercial break, and before I wind up my show, just want to mention something. We had Radhika on our show this evening on my program Mindful Moments, and she was highlight. We had some doubts about e-visa campaign, which is going on right now. Just to clarify some doubts about it, I just wanted to mention because something which Seema Malhotra, the UK's Minister for Migration and Citizenship, has recently addressed the transition to e-visas, emphasizing the government's commitment to modernizing immigration process while ensuring support for all affected individuals, pressing the need for transparency and efficiency in the system, which is very important. She's also like Seema Malhotra emphasized has that the move to e-visas is a key element of the UK's efforts to digitize in the border and immigration system, and aiming to replace the physical documents with digital proof of status for the most of the holders by 2025. And that's the target. That's the deadline, 31st March 2025. And that's the target. Like before that, it should be all switched to e visa, and the immigration system and the border should be digitalized. In a statement which was released on December 4, 2024 by Malhotra again, highlighted that the over 3.1 million people have successfully transitioned to e-visa between March and November. She urged those who have not yet made switch to do so promptly, noting that the process is straightforward and enhances security by providing digital proof of immigration status. So that was the information, a very informative discussion for the people who are not aware or missing, having some missing information from Radhika Makijani, and we are thankful for her time for us and clarifying so many doubts for our audiences. Thank you for now, and see you next week, inshallah, with my next program with a different guest or a new guest with some informative discussion next week. So stay tuned with Radio Dawn 107.6 FM. And if you want to call us and be part of our show, give your feedback to us, you can always call on 0115 or 0115 You can also send a message or call us on our WhatsApp number, which is 073 1213 9494. Thank you for listening, and keep listening Radio Dawn 107.6 FM, and keep supporting your channel. Thank you. Bye for now. It's Mashal signing off from my program Mindful Moments with Mashal.